tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove. Synchronize, look now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
Talking gold and silver and crypto too. With Joe and the gang, it's what we do.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. We're stacking sats, we're stacking gold. In the world of finance, real gold. Every sip, every chart, we're on our way to financial freedom, come what may.
So grab that tasty beverage, let's get in the groove. Synchronize, slurp now, we're on the move.
Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time. Good morning, stackers. Yeah, we're feeling fine. Good morning, stackers. It's podcast time.
Silver miners might be breaking out versus physical silver. We'll take a look at first Majestic. Could that be leading the way in the silver miners thing? Quite possibly. We're not exactly there yet, but we will take a look at those ratios and those charts, etc. Of course, live gold, silver, precious metals, Bitcoin, crypto analysis too, and we'll chat with the amazing Good Morning Stackers family and anything else that comes up, including possibly a chart request. I've got a brand new fresh haircut, feeling much, much better. Oh my goodness. But in the first 1 minute of the show, roughly, we do the synchronized slurp. You grab a tasty beverage. I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together. You must do it audibly. It is the honor system. We're going to know if you don't slurp it. Somehow we'll all know collectively in our minds. Ready? Here we go. Whatever you're slurping, slurp it now. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, random dude on the internet with a fresh haircut. I am Joe Main, a Australian, if you can't tell by the accent. G'day, mate. How you going? All right. From Melbourne in Australia, I do this weekdaily live show all about live gold and investing, precious metals, crypto too. I've been a stacker of silver since 2010. I've worked for 3 major gold and silver bullion dealers here in Australia, the big boys. Okay, you guys know. If you don't, I don't want to do the whole thing, but you know who I am. And I also launch and grow businesses' YouTube channels. So if you have a business that you feel, and it really could, do with a YouTube channel. If you don't know, let's have a chat about it. But I've done that very successfully for businesses over a bunch of years now. I have some regular clients that I work with, but I can help you too. So reach out in some kind of way and I'll help you build your community to help get additional business as well. What else do you need to know? I don't know, but let's talk about the wonderful GMS crew. If you want to continue the conversation on Telegram, because, you don't just want to chat to each other amongst here, for about an hour, roughly once every weekday. You want to do it 24/7. So head over to the Telegram channel. I'll put a link there. The link is right there in the live chat. It'll be in the replay in the description of the thing. Shout outs aplenty. Here we go. CT says seen. Okay, sure. G'day, CT from the Lone Star State. GMS, great to see the gang. It is great to see the gang. Good to see you all. David G. School holiday fun today. Yes, we've got some noise in the background. Might have a little one just possibly run in as well. Rip City Bandwagon. GMS, good to see you, my friend. GMS says, living out a man. Have a good week all. Going to miss this one, but catch the replay tonight. No, I love that you just come in, say hello, and you go, hey guys, gotta go. Love it. Tony, I'm sure Tony's here. Richard Pinn. Okay, he's getting in really quickly. All right, Richard Pinn says, Baidu Inc. ADR is a Chinese company AI search engine. Good fundamentals, looking good. That might possibly be a chart request for this morning. I imagine there. Let's see. No panic buying in Texas that I have seen. Oh, okay. They're going weirdly. Okay, in the comments. Tony Peterson is here. The ABC News did a feature. Oh, and gold in Kalgoorlie said 2008 they were popping champagne corks when it hit. Yeah, $1,000. Now it's over 5,000. I see adverts on gold in the mainstream on the daily. You know, it's starting to get into the public participation phase. We're nowhere near the mania phase, though. That's got a decent way to go. I think personally, could I be wrong? Yes. GMS says, Neckers O'Reilly, a lot of interest in precious metals at the moment. Yes. Are we seeing panic buying? No. No, I don't think panic buying. I don't think that's probably going to come until possibly later when the stock market potentially has a larger dip. Precious metals will dip like everything else, like in 2020, like in 2008, and then precious metals have the quickest recovery in general. I'm spitting all the knowledge here today, aren't I? Let's see. Slurp says Dennis McManus. Dennis McManus. That's a cool name. I'm assuming that's some kind of nom de plume. Dennis McManus, unless it's your real name, and that's even cooler. G'day, good to see you. First time on the channel? Joe Allen, great to see you too. Good morning, Stackers. Gotta love holidays. I can listen live. That's why there's, I see, school holidays. That's what's going on. Okay. Let's see. I gotta get through here. Silver Fox. Morning, Joe, says Jason Ashworth. Morning, Jason. Good to see you. Maximus is here. Fantastic. Still hold USL and ARD? That's a great question. I will answer that in just a moment. And good morning, says Silver Ruger. Of course, did you know the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. I am searching for another brand sponsor. As you've probably seen, WealthStack is no longer a brand sponsor for the moment. Don't have a lot to say on that at the moment, but I think an announcement or some kind of thing, I'll make an announcement some kind of soon of what the reason was for there. Nothing terrible, okay, nothing like that, but I am looking for, I prefer to have two brand sponsors at least. So if you know any business that would love to sponsor me on the channel, you pay me a little bit of money, you get a shout out every day, you get a mention every single show, please send them my way. That would be good. Either precious metals related or crypto related as well. And GMS says silent stacker. Cool, shall we? I'm going to do a market update, market roundup, and then we'll get into the silver stuff. Let's do a quick market update, a quick rapid fire of the general stuff, and then we'll get into today's topic, which is silver miners versus silver. Quickly, Shah the Scran, can I have your help, please? Can you please follow me here at the Joe Main? That would really be helpful. I need over 100 followers so I can go live on there as well. So that would be really helpful. Can you all follow me over there at facebook.com/the Joe Main? I know it sounds a bit egotistical. There was no other handle that I could pick, so the Joe Main would be very helpful. Thank you. Here is gold on the daily time frame, price in USD to $3,212 US. Not a lot to say. It is still currently holding above this trend line. Cool. If this is the pivot point, if it is, and we're not saying it is, but if it is, then you would take this low and this high, and you would see the levels that you'd need to preferably hold. And anywhere down to about here of 3,065 US dollars is the one. Now, that's assuming that this is the pivot point, which it may not be. You could certainly see some higher highs from there. Interestingly, and this is just spitballing it just for a second, there's some potential. Let's do some Fibonacci extension from this high and this low to see where we are there. Okay. A potential high is at 3,300, okay, and that's based on this smaller term time frame right here, this high and this low, and you've got the 1.618. That's at 3,300. Watch out for there as a potential pivot point, okay, where we then take a bit of a rest in gold, as I've been saying for a long time, for a while now. Again, a broken clock is right twice a day. Which is gold. Steam is starting to run out, okay? So watch out for 3,300 might be an area. So that's all I have to say. But look, so far, it is holding this uptrend line. What you would want to see is very clearly hold that. And look, it acted as exact support. Isn't that crazy how old trend lines work? Isn't that amazing? Through there and there, break through it, come back and retest it. So you want to see, if you want to see gold going higher, then you want to see that, okay? Bounce off there and do that. Just watch out for 3,300. Potentially, I don't know, could sail through there, but just watch out for it. And if you want gold to start taking a break because you're still dollar cost averaging, you want dollar cost average lower, you've got some spare dry powder, you want to load up big, then you want to see it break there, hold as resistance, and then down, okay? And then you would be talking, depends how low you want it to go. If you want to catch a dip and then, onwards and upwards for you, then you wouldn't want it to close any lower than about 3,060. But if you're like, no, I want it to really like there, then you want to see that break. And if that does, then you'd be talking, your lower prices, potentially your 2,800s, even down to your 27s, your 25s, and of course, even potentially, and this probably I think is coming at some point, as I have been saying for a while, where's my Moatl? The mother of all trend lines, of course, the one that goes back, all my subscribers know, but if you're watching new to the channel, well, first of all, welcome. This is the mother of all trend lines, 1980, 2011. We've had the breakout. You tend to get a retest, okay? So if you look at this on the, I'll get rid of that. If you look at this, that doesn't really work, does it? If you look at this on the monthly time frame, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 solid green months, okay? This won't last forever. I'm expecting probably a retest of here. Could that never come? Sure, might never ever come, but don't be surprised if it does. So that's anywhere down to about, not 2,500. That's down to about 2,700. My apologies. So I don't think 2,500's on the cards for gold. But the $2,700 area, that's still doable. Okay, where it drops from, I don't know. Okay, you could get up to, pick a number. But I do think it has the breakout and then the retest. And I don't think this here that's not long enough. Okay, it's not long enough, not a long enough consolidation through time. So I think that is coming probably eventually. I don't know where it drops from. Could I be wrong? Yes. Would I be happy to be wrong? Be wrong? Yes, because that means onwards and upwards. We'll quickly do silver. No, I'll come back to silver because I'll do that as part of the gold to. No, actually, no. I will do silver. No, here we go. I'll do it now, and then we'll come back to it later. Excuse me. Get your comments in right now. Please hit me up with super chats. It does help with the algorithm. It also it helps me with supporting the show. It also helps me to see your comments because sometimes they come through thick and fast. Here is silver on the daily time frame. Price in USD back above $32.20 US cents. That's a positive. Okay. As long as we're above 32.20, it's looking okay for a potential higher move. Let me show you there. That's the one. Okay, take it from this low and no, it wasn't that one. That's not the one, Joe. Is that going to be the one? That's the one. And let me get rid of you. Right there, from this high and this low, we have broken through what is commonly called the golden zone or something like that. Right here between the 0.382 and the 0.618 Fibonacci, okay, from a high and a low. That's there and there. Why was that done there? There we go, there and there. See very clearly, and we've broken back above, and we've held, very interestingly, we've held that as support on the daily time frame. That's really good, okay, very good. We just need to watch out, okay? This could be a little fake out, so as long as we hold above there, good, okay, great. What we would want to see is just that bouncing off and then onwards and upwards we go. I would allow anywhere back down to about $31.50 as a support level, and then that's cool, par for course, decent rise, bit of a dip, and onwards and upwards. That's what I would like to see. I would suggest that if it breaks down any further than the bottom right here at $30.70, you do that. Yeah, not good, then heading down. Okay, that's all you need to know. But silver over the long term is looking very good. We're just in a bit of a consolidation period. How long it goes for or how deep it goes, I have no idea. Perfect chance to load up. Silver is going, I don't normally say this, and I'm not that guy. Silver is going to the moon. It is. Okay, over a longer period of time. We've talked about $700 US silver. Okay, US dollars per troy ounce. And that's doable within the next 10 to 20 years if the huge cup and handle pattern on silver plays out. What am I talking about? For the newbies, very quickly. I'm not going to, here's a bit of rah for silver very quickly. Of course, all of you know, except some of you who are new to the channel, massive cup, massive handle. If the cup and handle formation plays out, we are talking, you measure there to there. Okay, this is 1980, 2011, the 45-year cup and handle. If this plays out, so you've got the cup, you've got the handle, it eventually breaks $50, then what you do is you take that move and you pop it to the breakout, which is at around about $50, okay? And over the longer term, if the move plays out as the pattern should play out, doesn't always, okay? But that would take it to, that's like $680, $700 US silver per troy ounce. Again, ignore the time frame. You're possibly talking, 20 years from now. You're talking possibly, like 2045, something like that. But it is really, really doable. Okay, watch out for it. This is generational wealth here for silver. And once again, silver is the only asset in all of the world that has not risen above its 1980 price. Ever. No other asset, every other asset in the world that still exists now that existed in 1980 has beaten its 1980 price. Not silver. Why? That's interesting. Why is it the only one? 10,000 industrial uses. Anyway, you know the deal. That is, I just did a big macro version on silver. Let's take a look at platinum. Here's platinum on the monthly. I'll show you the daily. $950 US. Okay, hovering around my resistance line at the moment. Not a lot to say. I just need to see either that or we're probably going to have that, and ignore the time frame, but something like a rejection, something like that, and possibly into the belly of the best buy zone. So we're in a no man's land. 950. I don't know. If you want to see it go higher, you want to see that and break right here at 1,005. Break that and I'll be cautiously excited for platinum. I am technically depressed for platinum at the moment. That's all I have to say on platinum. Gold to silver ratio, not a lot to say on that, as at 99. The Australian dollar versus the US dollar. Here is the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, currently strengthening against the USD, tariffs and all that kind of stuff. So the USD is weakening, but that was on the pause of the tariffs. Then you've got a USD weakening, which is interesting, isn't it? So we are not over an area yet where I would say it's going to continue to strengthen against the USD. We would need to clear right about there at 64. Okay, so but we're back in that sort of general range zone, and that's between 62 and about 63 and a half. So short answer is I don't know where it's going to go. What we always say here is if you want to see your US dollar denominated assets go higher in your foreign currency, then you want to see whatever currency you're in, you want to see it tanking. Okay, you want to see it go down like that. Okay, that's better for you. But again, 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Depends on what else is happening in your economy. What does a really weak Australian dollar do to the general Australian economy? Okay, so you've got to think about that too. Anyway, that's the USD to AUD and rhodium. Ooh, I'm really getting... No, thank you. Sorry about that. Let's go back to here. Okay, let's go back there. I hate it when that does that. I won't say that. Let's see. Let me go back. I just caught myself saying something almost quite interesting. Here is rhodium on the daily time frame price in USD. Now, this is not rhodium spot price. This is a rhodium tracker, which is 1/10 of the price. Okay, so you can see this price says $570 US. That means rhodium spot price, the physical metal, is 5,700. Okay, but what we're noticing here is very much, it looks like, yeah, and look, even interestingly, look here, it even says here, this is a kind of a technical indicator. What's this thing right down here? You can see on this technicals, it says strong buy according to tradingview.com. Yeah, I think it's a pretty strong buy at this moment, but I'm not ready to get into it just yet. On the weekly time frame, and let me get rid of that for you. It's looking really interesting. Okay, I'm really considering getting in. And I'll show you all of that. Yeah, go away. Yeah, close enough for jazz. Right here. So, 2021, okay, it was when we had a huge move in rhodium. That's like 26,000 in rhodium. Again, this is a 1/10 version, 1/10 of the price version. Massive support level here at $360 roughly. A quick little move up here to 700, back down to the support, double bottom as such, if you want to call it that. And then a nice move back above out of this trend line right here. We have tested it as support, could be onwards and upwards. I will be very interested if when rhodium cracks through about $690, $700, an incredibly interested break of market structure, like bullish market structure change, when we close above $780. That's a very good sign. I have my alert there. And I'll be really considering getting into rhodium. I'm almost considering getting in now a little bit because we have found that as support. The only things keeping me from it is really the fact that we've gone into extremely overvalued already on the relative strength index, might be ticking over from here. So nothing set in stone with rhodium. Just keep an eye on it. Watch out for 700. It's really good. And if you don't want to keep an eye on it, let me keep an eye on it for you. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. And follow me on X. So we're going to go straight into crypto and do all that, and then we're going to get to the topic of the day. Let us see. Cool. Here is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Why not? Priced in US dollars, 84,500. So far, so good. Still in no man's land for me. It's not confirmed yet that we are going to absolutely go onwards and upwards. I do like the fact that we are above still 82,500. That's the 0.236 from Fibonacci from the high of 109,000 and this potential low of that $74,000 area. We did talk about $74,000 a lot. It was pretty darn obvious to anyone who's done any kind of charting for a while. If you're new to this stuff, then what you don't know is you've got major levels of support and resistance. Okay, so here's a major level of resistance. It took a while to break through. It finally did. It broke hard and fast. Okay, and then you had a new high. Oftentimes, not every single time, but oftentimes you tend to come and revisit a previous major resistance level, and then it hopefully acts as support, and then you break onwards and upwards. We're in the testing of that support phase. Nothing is confirmed that it is going to break out completely and then onwards and upwards we go. We could tank from here. We could go up from here. As again, I said, I like the fact that we're above here at 82,500. I'd love that to hold, please and thank you. And of course, as you all know, this is quick market report here. I need it to break and hold above $96,000. Right there, 96, break through there, and we're pretty much good to go as long as it holds, okay? That is Bitcoin. I don't have anything else to say about that. Still no man's land for me. Out of interest, I wasn't going to take a look at this, but now I will take a look at this. Very quickly. I would normally do alts, but I'll do... Now let me go back to alts and then I'll go back to this. Okay, let me do that. Okay. Here is altcoins, the altcoin market. This is the others, which is the entire altcoin market minus the top 10. So it's basically an altcoin tracker. Okay. So others, as we did say yesterday, had that move up to test the uptrend line. We've certainly done it. I'll get rid of that for the moment because that was... No, actually, I'll keep that in because I want to talk about that. Excuse me, this uptrend line right here. I know it's a bit liney, okay, but you've got this uptrend line right here. It goes all the way back to June of 2023. It has been respected very well until it got broken through, and then we found that support level so far at about $175 billion market cap, and then it acted as exact resistance. And so far, we haven't broken through it. It has to break through that $220 to $230 billion area in order to say at all that an altcoin 2025 season is going to occur. What I do like so far is it has bounced off the expected support range, the range that you need to hold, bare minimum. As I said yesterday, broken record stuff. That's good. I mean, this is perfect. Do that. Chef's kiss. Do that, fine. Do that, yeah, you're scaring me a bit. I don't want that to happen, okay? I'd prefer it to bounce off the 0.5 from this high, this low and this high, and that's at 200 billion. 200 billion, I'd prefer, just to feel safe, 200 billion, I'd rather it hold as the support level. Do something like that, whatever that is. Ignore the pattern, ignore the time frame, but do that. That would be great. Otherwise, if you do that, bad news bears. Burr, 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 burr. Let me get rid of... Do you like my lovely technical analysis sound effects as well? Burr, burr, burr. Boom, boom, boom. I actually have one of those. Give me 1 second. This is going to be a little bit loud. Ready? Oh, that's the boom. No, this one. Yeah, sorry. Hopefully that didn't blast your ears. Something I wanted to keep an eye out for is a potential, I think it was this the potential hidden bullish divergence? Was it the potential hidden bullish divergence? Yes, it was. So if I look on I'll show you the 3-day. Here's the potential setup here. Yes, okay. So there's a bullish divergence potential and a potential hidden bullish divergence. Let me go divergence. Divergence cheat sheet right here, people. A regular bullish divergence is when you have a lower low in the price, but a higher low in the oscillator that you're using. Usually people typically use the relative strength index. So remember, lower low price, higher low relative strength index. Okay, this is the 3-day chart. That's definitely a pivot point right there. So lower low on the price and higher low on the relative strength index. Is that a potential bullish signal? Okay, could be. I just do still need that 200 billion right there. And you can see very clearly here on others. That's very clear. Right there as well. You can see there it is right there. That's 200 billion right there. So bounce off there. So 200 billion is your real key for the others market cap. Okay, that would signal if you bounce off 200 billion, really good potential of higher prices and then altcoin 2025 season. If you break down below 200 billion, that's not preferable. Okay, so that's the setup for a potential regular bullish divergence. And here was, I think I found a potential hidden bullish divergence at the same time. I'll have to double check this. Is this line right here, was that on the 3-day or was it on the weekly? I don't think it was on the 3-day, but give me a moment. That goes there to there. No, it wasn't. I think it might have been on the, was it on the monthly or was it on the daily? Sorry guys, won't be long. No, it might have been on the weekly. Was it on the weekly? Okay, yes, it was. It was on the weekly. Oh, and it was also on the daily as well. So here's a potential hidden bullish divergence as well. Okay, so again, I'm not saying crypto's going up from here at all. I'm kind of a bit, I feel bearish on it. Okay, and I've got to watch those feelings. So I feel bearish, but my feelings, I might need to, what's the word? Counter trade my feelings. But look, on the weekly time frame, if this is a pivot right here, so if that's a pivot on the weekly time frame, so if that's done, and maybe on the weekly time frame we haven't confirmed that that's a pivot, because you could see there and go, oh, that's a pivot, and then we made a lower low. Okay, but if this is a higher low and it's a confirmed higher low, then that spells a higher high and a higher low and a lower low. So let's look at that. Bullish hidden divergences signal a possible trend continuation. Bullish, higher low, lower low. So higher low on the price, lower low on the thing. So higher low there, lower low on there. Okay, that's potential. Okay, so watch out for that as well. That was the altcoin market. Got to hold above that 200 billion. Cool. Oh man, really? Okay, let's do it. Here's Fartcoin. Fartcoin. Yep, Fartcoin. A coin named Fartcoin. On the daily time frame, priced in USD. Interestingly, when was I talking about? I've been talking about Fartcoin for a bit, but I'll have to check when I last talked about it, but it was before this. Okay, I think we were in this area right here. So call it a week or two ago, something like that, roughly. Maybe the start of April, end of March. These are the drawings that I had since last time I talked about it. I was talking about a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. Shoulder, head, and the right shoulder right there. If it broke the neckline right there, then it looks like a pump could be incoming. Looks like a pump is incoming or currently proceeding at the moment. So it broke that 65 cents and now we're at like 90 cents. Okay, so, and I'm not saying it's going here, but if the inverse head and shoulders does play out in its entirety, what you do is you take the bottom, okay, you take it to the neckline. Once again, like we just did on the longer term silver price, and then you take it to the breakout, okay? That's a potential, and I'm not saying it's happening, guys. I'm not. But there's a potential that you could go to $2.12, okay? There's a potential you could almost go and break the all-time high if this is a confirmed inverse head and shoulders. If many traders believe that's an inverse head and shoulders, I could be wrong on this. Looks kind of good. And if it plays out into its full. So look for a potential 10-20% chance, I guess, high target of $2.10, $2.12 for Fartcoin. Just creaming the rest of the market, it seems, at the moment. Anyway, that's Fartcoin. I also wanted to take a look at, interesting, hey? Ooh, okay. This is interesting. We've had a move. Here is ACH, Alchemy Pay, on the daily time frame priced in USD. It is one of the ones that I am watching out for. I love the fundamentals of Alchemy Pay. Look up what it does, what it is, and all that stuff. I'm not going to give you that deep dive. We have been talking about it for a long, long time. It is now... It's had a pump. It's had a bit of a pump. In the last 24 hours, we have pumped. For what reason, I don't know. I haven't looked as to the reason why. It could just be just a technical thing, okay? But we have pumped 35% roughly in the last 24 hours, okay? And we've just opened the new day right now. Oh, by the way, we are in the time zone now because I've switched from daylight savings time to regular time. So now 10 o'clock my time is when crypto ticks over into its new trading day UTC time, so midnight UTC. So now we can talk about opening days, okay? So we've opened the new day, we've closed the day. Just below, where is that? Just below my 3-cent getting interested line. That happens to be a very key Fibonacci from, let me show you, from this old high, this old low. So this old high and this old low. Okay, and that's at technically it's at 0.28, so it's 2.8, 2.9 cents. I've called it 3 cents even. Okay, and we found it as a resistance point. Some could argue, if we have a look on the 3-day time frame, no, that's not a bullish divergence. Although, look, on the daily time frame, let me go back. We flirted. Remember, we flirted with the under the trend line right here. We broke back above. It has acted as support. So that's probably why you're seeing a pump. It's acted as support and traders are going, that's a bullish signal. So fantastic. For me, for ACH, I will not be back in, as I've said multiple times. Ignore the time frame here. Okay, this could happen much, much quicker. You never know. We're already at 3 cents. Okay, but it's great to see it. It needs to break and hold above. Okay, it needs to do that. And then it needs to do 4 cents. Once it does that, if it ever does it again in history, okay, it does that, I am back in, okay? That would signal general crypto run probably as well. Everything else would be going up as well, I'd imagine, at the same time rather than just ACH. Good to see it near 3 cents, but it hasn't broken my resistance at all. Do that, I'll be like, interesting. Break through this major downtrend line, hold 4 cents, go time, probably for me, okay? You do you. You may have different levels. You may want to get in lower. Good on you. I'm not really willing to take that risk just yet. I'm happy to wait for major confirmations of strength, and then I will take my profits along the way. I've charted ACH before, and I've got my take profit targets. Now, my take profit targets have been based on if I get in at around 4 cents. Okay, so my first take profit target is a conservative 7.7 cents. No, sorry, yes it is. T.1 at 7.7 cents. Maybe I make it like 8 cents roughly, because selling half on double, and I'll recoup my initial investment. Okay, and then I'll just free ride the rest. And then my next take profit target here is at 15 cents. Now that's the 1.618 Fibonacci extension from this high and this low, and that's right there. That's a take profit target number 2. I wouldn't take all off the table, okay, but just another piece, okay, that's at 15 cents. And my major profit taking target, which I will still keep a bit of a bag, but I'll probably be like 90% out. I'd probably keep 10% of my bag, maybe 20% of my bag left. But I'd be getting majorly out at between 25 to 40 cents because that's the 2.618 to 4.236 Fibonacci extension from this high and this low. And then I'll keep a bag in case, you know, the wonderful ACH fanboys, which that's a complimentary term, by the way, say in case it goes to $1 or even higher, right? Always keep a little bag in case your particular asset just shoots to the moon. And that's all gravy. So that is ACH very quickly. Let's see. I'm going to go, excuse me. I always do this at the last minute. My apologies. We'll get into this and then we're going to get into the silver miners versus silver thing very quickly. This is the last one I'm going to show you in terms of crypto today. All right, let's take a look. What was that? I'll get rid of you. There we go. Cool. Interesting. Pardon me. Let's take a look at Toshi. Oof, Toshi on the daily time frame priced in USD. The meme coin of Base Chain owned by Coinbase. Coinbase run by CEO Brian Armstrong. Brian Armstrong has a couple of cats. One of his cats' name is Toshi. Some bright spark when Base Chain first came out last year or late the year before, I think it was, created a meme coin called Toshi. And then eventually Coinbase listed it on its exchange. So that's why you saw this massive price move from about we're in the like triple zeros to like 00. That's a 1700% move, something like that. Okay, so we've seen a massive consolidation. That was bound to happen, okay? And of course, hey, interestingly, so far, where did we find major support at? At that level I've had drawn in of 0.00022 to 0.00018. We touched the top end, and just in the last couple of days, okay, we've seen a bit of a pump. Normal kind of relief rally. I don't think there's anything fundamental to say about why it's happened. It's just, you know, you have a massive move and then you have a couple of up moves. So, excuse me, here is where we are, and here's where we are. This is what I need to see. You've got to break 0.0004, okay? Until you do that, this could just be a flash in the pan and could continue downward. Whole of crypto could continue down, okay? I need to see a break and a hold of 0.0004. That's based on this previous resistance level here. I will be cautiously optimistic for Toshi if it happens. If that does that, then I would consider this to probably be the low. Okay, then what I would do, and I'm not doing it yet, but I'll show you ahead of time. If this, then that. Then I would take this high and this low. That would become the new Fibonacci. Okay, and the very clear I'm looking for areas of confluence. Okay, of previous Fibonacci levels, and it's right there. Can you see how they're lined up really close to each other? So you're talking your 0.0007 area, okay? So that still remains to me to be the very good sign, okay? And I'd almost say, you know what? I'd almost want to say that that's game on instead of 0.0009, but I'll keep it there. It's a very good sign if you break here and do that. That's like, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to see new all-time highs. I would just really want to be careful and see that 0.0009 broken. Okay, then I'm like good and golden for Toshi. We're not above that 0.0004. Let's do that to start with. Great. If we do find this as resistance and we come back down here, obviously we'd probably be testing this bottom area. Around here, that would be looking at 0.00017 as a rough kind of low. You really don't want to break that. That spells just game over. Okay, game over. But we're not there. So don't fret, we're looking in an interesting position, okay? So I'm almost cautiously optimistic for Toshi. Let me know in the comments and the replies right now, are you still in Toshi? Did you sell out? Are you looking to get back in? Are you riding the wave? Are you buying every single dip? I love the Toshi community, very large, very vocal, which is good. As the price creeps higher, you're going to become more vocal, I can tell. But let me know what is your status with your Toshi journey. Pop a comment down right below. That's it for Toshi, and that's it for the crypto and all the general market run. I'm going to do my feature presentation today. But before I do that, you've got to buy from Perth Bullion Exchange. perthbullion.com.au, the best bullion dealer in all of Australia. I'm not joking when I say that. I've worked for 3 major bullion dealers, and who knows? I can't read their minds. Some of them might be annoyed that I call Perth Bullion Exchange the best bullion dealer in all of Australia, even though I worked for 3 of the majors. Sorry, they're doing it the best. Why? They have a price match promise. If you can find their product listed on another major bullion dealer's website that's in stock, it's got to be in stock at the same time, right? And it's cheaper, you tell Perth Bullion Exchange and they'll just match the price. Okay, so that's number one. All right, why wouldn't you at least look at Perth Bullion Exchange's website every day or every time you're buying? You go there first, okay? Then you check the prices against the other dealers, and if they've got it for cheaper somewhere else, they'll match it. Okay, that's number one. Plus, there's no other bullion dealer in Australia that gives you free shipping. None. No bullion dealer. You could spend $1 kajillion with another bullion dealer in Australia. They'll charge you for shipping no matter what. Okay. Pretty much now. Look, if it was $10 million, you're probably going to get free shipping. But again, shipping $10 million worth of gold, well, you need an armored car and an armored guard and all that. That's actually pretty expensive. So you're probably still paying for that. Okay, you probably are. That probably can't get absorbed within the price. Okay, Perth Bullion Exchange. All you need to do is have 20 or more items in your shopping cart. That's it. 20 or more items. You could have 2 of these, you could have 1 of this, you could have 7 of that. So long as it's a combination of 20 or more items, instant free shipping, Australia-wide, express delivery, insured, all that good stuff, except for free. Come on, man. perthbullion.com.au. I am going to get straight to the feature of today, and I'm not going to do the comments. I'll get straight into all the other stuff, but I will go back to the camera. So what we're going to look at right now, excuse me, sorry for coughing on thing. I'm now taking antibiotics, which is good. So this whole cough thing will go away. That's the weekly. So here's going to be the feature presentation. Let me go back to here. Do I have any quick super chats? Let me just double check what the thing is. No super chats, so I can go straight into it. Cool. And we have 130 something people watching. Are you ready? Let's go. Are the silver miners about to break out against physical silver? We're talking silver miners versus physical silver. We're also going to talk about a specific silver mining stock, which is First Majestic, one of the big boys of the US silver mining stocks. Okay, that looks like it's having a nice recovery as well. So let's talk about this. What am I talking about in terms of a silver miners versus silver? What's all that about? And how can you potentially up your silver stack, your physical silver stack, by owning some silver miners? Okay, let's take a quick look. We have touched upon it before, but I just really did want to show you that we are we're not there yet, but we're in a potential breakout scenario right now. So this is SIL versus silver. So the top left-hand corner right there. So SIL, let me show you individually. SIL is a silver mining stock index. Okay, an index fund is a conglomeration of different companies all put together in a one package. Okay, that you know what an index fund is. The S&P 500 is an index fund. The ASX 200 is an index fund. The Nasdaq is an index fund of all the tech stocks. Okay, so this is the similar thing. It's just a grouping of specific silver mining companies. So this is SIL. It's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Okay, and it's the Global X Silver Miners ETF. So this is having itself, it's in a bit of a potential breakout right here. Okay, you can see this long-term downtrend line. Okay, and we'll go back to the ratio in just a second. But this is SIL. So if you wanted to have exposure, and index funds are great because it's if you want to have exposure to the silver mining industry, but you don't want to go through the hassle of trying to pick the individual, like I'm going to buy, $2,000 of this, $5,000 of this one. You just buy the silver miners index, and it's less volatile, all right? So you're not going to get as crazy higher moves. If one particular silver miner, has a massive discovery and it shoots 200%, that's not going to be reflected in this because it's an average of them all. Okay, but you would get just sort of more steady gains. Okay, and out of interest, back in 2011, at the peak of the last silver bull market, the SIL Silver Miners Index also made a high. Okay, and that was at 93 US dollars. Okay, so since then, back in August of 2020, we posted this level right here, and this formed this downtrend line, and this has respected this downtrend line. It's found it as resistance back in October last year. Since then, look at this, and I've got to show you very clear. This is a beautiful breakout. So we might be on the verge of a breakout in the silver miners in general. Okay, and then I'll show you the ratio. But I took the high, and we've looked at this before, the high of 93 and the low of $14 roughly. Okay, this is back in January of 2016. You've got these Fibonacci levels, okay, and they've respected them incredibly well. Look at this, the 0.236. Support, broke support, acted as resistance. No one can tell me that Fibonacci lines and Fibonacci is not a thing. It is a thing, and many traders use it, and they trade accordingly, and that's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Went up back up to this level. Look, that was a previous level of support, I understand. Hovered around here, major resistance, right? There's nothing to say. Let me just show you on the Fibonacci. Well, I should... this chart only goes back to 2011. Okay, so fair enough. I've just contradicted myself, but this could be a major support level in previous years, so I will give it that. But it lines up very well with Fibonacci right there. Okay, acted as support, resistance, and the reason I'm telling you this is we had a move for this downtrend, this uptrend. We had a move for this downtrend line. We found support back again. We made another move, a failed move, a fast move back down to where did we find support? At the 0.236 of that 33. We've just broken out again. This is a very, 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 very positive sign for the silver miners, okay? Am I saying you should buy silver miners right now? No, but just bear in mind, we are back in here. What I need to see is this hold as support, and then really it has to break this Fibonacci line and then hold as support there. Once we do that, that's looking very good. That's around about 45 US dollars for me. Excuse me, that would be a great move. You can even have a move up to here. Watch out for this. You come up to 45. You then test this as support, and then you break through. That's also a killer move. You do that. Chef's kiss once again, probably onwards and upwards. Okay? That's the Silver Miners Index. Now we'll show you, of course, the price of silver. As you all know, we did silver just before. Silver is in a little bit of a holding pattern, but over the longer term, silver is going up as well. But what you're tracking now is the Silver Miners Index versus the physical silver. And what you're asking is, gee, are there times where it's better to be all in or a portion in the silver mining index versus just being in physical silver? Now, just being in physical silver, you're going to be doing fine over the longer period. Again, when we did the silver analysis just before, if you didn't catch it, you know, we're talking potential, and I'm not joking when I say this, potential several hundreds of dollars in silver in US dollar terms over the longer term, 10 to 20 years. You could see as high as 700 US dollar silver. We're only like at $32 silver here, but triple digit silver, $100 US silver in a few years time, no problem whatsoever. Okay, that's not a problem unless there's some kind of black swan event or massive market manipulation. That can always happen. But if it just travels as we think it's traveling, $100 silver, easy. $200 silver, no problem. Okay. However, there are points where when silver has a big run, the silver miners tend to run even larger, and that's why you see this ratio number go up. So with the silver miners to silver ratio, as this number goes up, you're seeing the mining stocks outperform the physical silver. Okay, once again, silver might be the best place that you want to park your wealth, and good on you, or a portion of your wealth, okay? And if you don't want to play this game, don't play this game, okay? Just park yourself in physical silver and know that over the longer term it's going to go up. But if you feel like you want to put a portion of your wealth into the silver miners, there are points where they massively outperform silver. It doesn't happen for a really long period, but when it breaks out and when it does, it tends to go pretty quick, okay? So here is the silver miners to silver ratio. Okay, this only goes back to 2010, 2011. So this is the peak of the silver spot market, okay, when we hit $50 last time. And then on this ratio number, we hit about 2.8, okay? Excuse me. And then we have this low down here of around about parity, okay, 1 to 1. Okay, and we've done this many times before, and I probably have this here. The Fibonacci is going to be right there. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's the Fibonacci from that high and that low. It's kind of respected it pretty well. You can see some areas of support and resistance right there, but this is the massive one that I'm looking at, and I'll remove here. I think I'm correct on this. This is the massive level at 1.27. You can see this level down here. You had this spike down here, but this is a clear area of, excuse me, this is a clear area of support on the weekly time frame right here at 1.27. You had that big dip. That dip then was just preceded the massive move, okay? And then just recently, rather than a dip, you've been forming this beautiful bottom, okay? So we had technically, was it a lower low? Okay, technically a lower low than here. We went down to, this was 1.07. We went to exactly 1 to 1 parity, okay? So some bright people went, oh my God, a silver mining stock index is equivalent to 1 ounce of silver. So it's 1 to 1 parity. That's a really low point. Okay, I'm going to start loading up on silver miners here. A lot of bright sparks did it at the 1 to 1 parity. It doesn't feel like 1 to 1 parity is going to get broken. Anything can happen, of course, but you've got this clear support level here, and there's this beautiful bowl forming, this kind of arc right here. And where are we right now? We are butting up against the 1.27 level. Now, it is very choppy, okay? You can be very choppy with the silver miners versus silver, okay? It's been choppy for quite a while, since about 2023, late 2023, early 2024, okay? Very choppy indeed. It made one attempt to break it, failed move, fast move to the downside, okay? This second attempt is happening right now. Again, this is on the weekly time frame. This could be the time. Now, I'm not saying it 100% is. It's looking great, but if we do this, and we have to break it and hold it, so we need to break it on the weekly time frame, come back and test as support, and it has to hold support. Not do this, okay, not good, okay? It has to do this, and then, yeah, maybe just for around, and then do that, and you are looking fantastic for silver miners versus silver. So this could indicate potential bottoming in the silver miners versus the silver price, okay? What that means is, could it be coming soon where as this rises, it's better to be in the silver miners than it is to be in physical silver? Or what you do is, and I would not suggest selling out of your silver and swapping it for the silver miners, okay? Probably not. Just keep the stack that you have. But if you have any dry powder and you're thinking, oh, I want to get some more silver when, silver has a bit more of a dip, or my next paycheck or whatever, keep an eye out for the silver mining index instead, if you're the type of person that is willing to go into paper denominated assets, okay? Maybe you're like, if I don't hold it, I don't own it. Totally understand that. I get it. I'm happy to get into some paper stuff as well, some stocks and things like that. I'm really looking at the silver mining index, particularly SIL versus physical silver. And if it does this, I already have some silver miners, and I did talk about that a few weeks ago. I'll tell you what I still have, and I'll tell you what I now don't have. So I did get in this kind of general area. I'm happy to take that risk, but I will be probably loading up more if it does that thing and that. It's looking very good. So I've had my swapping targets drawn in. So for me, if this does happen, this is the potential of a great run of silver miners versus silver, okay? Always got to watch out for resistance areas, and a resistance area you could get faked out here. So that's at 1.5. So watch out for there. That could, that could come back down. Sure, it could be done. Okay, you never know. But what I would imagine you might do something like this, and then onwards and upwards to here. This is your big resistance level, this downtrend line. So watch out for there. I can't give you what that price is because it's through time rather than through price. Okay, so if you're matching it up with a previous level of support, then you'd talk around about 160. Okay, so around about 160, I would say watch out for a level of resistance at that downtrend line. Ignore the time frame. Again, this could do it much, much sooner. Okay, you could find the resistance here at 170, not $1.70, at 170. Okay, if it's a big run starting nowish. Okay, but once it breaks this, if it does break that trend line and then holds it as support, then you're talking the even higher prices. So the top end range here, I've got at 2.4. For me, that's a major swap target where I would definitely sell out of my silver mining stocks and swap it for the physical silver. Now, it's not going to work exactly, swapping at the 2.4 range. You're not going to get 2.4 ounces of silver for every one share that you have of the silver mining index, because you have to take physical premiums into consideration as well. But imagine buying some silver mining stocks down around here, or wait for that confirmation, and then with the ultimate goal to up your physical precious metal stack. Then you see this creep higher and higher. Okay, maybe you take some profits around about here. That might not be a bad idea. I'd probably consider doing so. Wait to see what that happens. If that bounces off, then hey, you take some more profits around here, and that's my major profit swap target, 2.4. I don't think it goes higher than that. I like the 7.86 Fibonacci from this high and this low, round about there. That's pretty high enough. Could silver miners go absolutely through the roof and then break the all-time high? Sure, it could. And also bear in mind, this is the best historical chart that I could find. There might be a better historical chart which has some higher highs. I don't think so though. But anyway, that is silver versus the silver miners. Something is happening right now. Okay, we're not there yet. Okay, but it is looking very potential. Okay, so really keep an eye out on the silver mining index, particularly, as I said before, the SIL price, because that looks like it might be breaking out too. Keep an eye on it, and if you don't want to keep an eye out on it, follow me and I will do that for you. Okay, so that's the silver mining index. And if you want to look at specific silver miners, because you're just that type of person that loves to gamble a little bit more, I'd just be buying the SIL. Just buy the SIL, the silver mining index stock. But if you're like, oh no, I want to play it even more, sure. There's some stocks we can look at, and I'll take a look at AG. Okay, so this has had a recent recovery. And I did put this in the title of the video. So here this is one of the big boys, okay? And this is on the weekly time frame, and let me do that. Let's take a look at First Majestic Silver Corporation. This is AG. This is a silver mining stock, okay, listed on the New York Stock Exchange. It just had a decent dip. It's had actually a very recent, nice little potential full-on recovery, okay? But this is, we'll go into the macro and the micro in just a second. We'll take a look at the macro, okay? Silver mining stock, okay, First Majestic, very, very famous. AG is the ticker. You've got the high of $26.75 US cents back in, oh gee, what do you know? 2011, at the peak of the major silver spot price when it hit $50. So First Majestic went through the roof. I'll pop on my indicators, and I do have them in. Fantastic. And I'll get rid of that little one just for now. Okay. And I'll get rid of that as well. So here's the Fibonacci from this high and this low. It has tracked quite well with the Fibonacci. They kind of tend to line up with major lines of support and resistance in the first place. So some people say, well, they're just lining up with support and resistance. That could be true, but sometimes you find real gems in the Fibonacci levels as well. So this high and this low, they have been respecting them quite well. You can see major levels of support. Okay, well, no, actually, I'm going to say, have a look at this. Again, I harp on Fibonacci, okay? If you had have done the following, okay, let's do this. Okay, let's just say you were back in 2013, 2013. July of 2013, you saw the high of $26.75. You saw it come down to roughly $12. You saw that big move. Oh, it was a fake out and back down to about $8.80. Then you saw this move back up above this line here. You're like, oh, I think we're recovering. Then what happens is you see a bit of a dump and you're like, well, where's that going to dump to? I mean, there's why in between here and here? There's no space in between here and here. There's never been a support level. So if we're going to go down further, gee, we're probably going to touch this level here of $5.70. That's pretty obvious. Wouldn't that be obvious to you? We'd touch that level, right, of $5.70. Of course, right? Breakout, we're going to come and test support and then onwards and upwards. But out of interest, okay, and play it this way, forward. Okay, we're going to do that. That's annoying. I'm going to do it on the monthly time frame for you, so that's a little bit better. Okay, so this is why Fibonacci is very interesting. Have I paused it? I want to play it. There we go. That's what, right? And look at this. On the monthly time frame. Okay, and oh no, we're heading down further. We're going to find some support anywhere. Really, this is on the monthly? Okay, sure. We're going to find support. Oh, where are we going to find support? Where are we going to find support? I know, this is really annoying. Is this seriously on the monthly? This can't be on the monthly. This must be on the weekly. Okay. Oh, it's doing it. Here we go. We're getting there. And if I just do... fuck me. Okay, I'll just get rid of that. You can see what happened. Okay, yes, I want to confirm that. Okay, sorry about that. That's where you saw it had support. Okay, anyway, then we had that move all the way down to $2. So I'm taking it from this high and this low. Okay, then you had basically almost a double top at $24. This was in February 2021. What was silver doing in February of 2021? Let's quickly have a check. February of 2021, that July area, it was at a decent point right up there, that $30 level. Okay, so that's why you're seeing silver miners, or in particular First Majestic Silver, have another high. It was a failed move to hold. Okay, oftentimes from a failed move, fast move in the opposite direction. Now, just recently, let's look into this recovery. This is on the monthly time frame. Wow, look at that spike. That's a really nice spike on AG First Majestic Silver. Am I telling you should be buying First Majestic Silver here? No. Don't listen to me. Listen to a combination of people, but it's very interesting. Let me pop you on the daily. And I'll show you where we've come from. Okay, this is a huge move. This was looking like a potential, not good. Okay, and I'll show you the fib. So what we'll do is we'll take it from this low and this high. Okay, and then we broke through the 0.618, and that was like, oh crap, we didn't hold that as support. Downwards we go, oh no, this is not looking good. Many people just recently were saying, okay, we're going to see lower prices in AG. We're going to see lower prices in First Majestic Silver. All right, we're coming down. We're probably going to test, this level here, around about $4.50, possibly even lower, the $2 level, the $3 level, okay? And for some reason, and I don't know why, I don't know the fundamentals, it just decided to reverse on everyone and break back through, okay? So we're not just out of the woods yet for First Majestic, but now what we do, that's definitely a pivot point. Okay, so then you would take this high and this low. What are we seeing? Excellently, we are seeing it is broken through and so far held above on the daily time frame, the golden pocket, as they call it. And let me pop that on for you. Again, between the 0.382 and the 0.618 Fibonacci from a key high and a key low, and I'm taking it from this key high and this key low. And you can see very clearly it is broken. It has broken through. So that's really good news. Okay, that's setting up potentially to say, oh, okay, this was just an epic fake out. Okay, epic fake out to epic breakout. We're not there yet. Okay, maybe other traders, maybe someone wonderful, of course, like ASX Trader might probably come out with a video in the next couple of days and says, hey, AG is looking good and looking onwards and upwards because we've broken through here. I will be looking forward to seeing that video. But what we need to see is that hold, do that, hold it, and then onwards and upwards. And of course, as many of you know, I like and I prefer the 0.786 as the final hurdles. Okay, for me, many would call it the 0.618. I'm conservative and I like the 0.786 from a reasonable high and a obvious high and an obvious low, of which that is. Okay, you break $7 and hold and break $7. So break $7 and hold it. Onwards and upwards we go. Okay, that's looking really good for AG, First Majestic Silver. So I will give you all of these right here, and I think I may need to adjust this. Any of these in the yellow right here are things that I am currently in. Okay, so I'm not in much at the moment. I actually need to remove a couple of these, and I'll tell you in just a second. But I am telling you, I am in AG at the moment. I'll give you a heads up. I actually got in around about here, back here. So I'm actually still technically down. I think I'm right about at break even. I was getting concerned down here. I made a mistake and I didn't put in a stop loss, of which I should have done. Why didn't I? Because I'm a human being. Okay, I didn't put in a stop loss. I decided to hold because silver miners in general, I'm happy to hold a silver miner. If it goes down a bit lower, I'll probably actually buy more. Okay, because silver miners in the long term, if I'm bullish on silver, which I am, okay, I've got my core stack, I'm bullish on silver miners eventually, so I was happy to hold it. If it had have broken maybe down here, down through $5, I maybe would have considered it, but we just saw this beautiful move. So I'm still holding it. I'm almost at broke even. And if we creep back above, this level here, I'm in profit. Okay, and I will continue to hold AG until it tells me not to. Okay, and that's probably a decently higher price. Okay, so I'm in AG. Out of the other miners, okay, I was in ARD, Argent Minerals. I did tell you about that. But I did put a line in here. I was up in here. I actually took a loss on this because there's my buy-in, right? Then it broke back down through here, and I had this is a good thing. I'm giving myself a pat on the back here. I took my loss and I took it early. Okay, I got out and I put in my line here. It said get out of here if it crosses below that 2-2 area right there, because that would signal much lower prices coming. So I set a stop loss and then it triggered my stop loss, and now I'm currently out of ARD. So technically I'm going to put that back on my watch list. Okay, if ARD, Argent Minerals, this is on the ASX, the Australian Stock Exchange, if it breaks back above 2-2, holds it as support, then I will consider getting back in. Okay, and I would actually really consider probably more so if it breaks 2.5. So really if it does that, breaks 2.5. So that's what I'm going to be watching out for, 2.5. And I'll potentially be back into ARD. I'm also currently not in anymore USL. Right here, excuse me, at Unico Silver Limited. Again, that's listed on the ASX. Right here. Where are we trading at the moment? At 23 cents at the moment. It's looking actually like a decent reversal, okay, but we're not above the area that I needed to see it above, which is right here at 24 cents. So 23 cents for ARD, 24 cents for USL. So I am currently out of that, and I'll put it back on the watch list for USL. And yeah, I need to see it do that and that, looking really good. Then I'll be back in, okay? And I'm considering getting all back in because, again, that SIL, that general silver mining stock, is looking good for a breakout potentially as well. Here's everything I am still in out of interest. This has nothing to do with silver mining stocks. Oh, I'm still in Chalice mining, okay? I'm actually, it's lower than my buy-in at the moment. I'll keep watching it and see what happens, and I'll get out if I need to. That's Chalice Mining. There's a couple of other things I'm in. Am I still in ILU? I think I'm still in Iluka Resources Limited. I'm not in this. Oh, and I probably need to be. I am not back in LYC, which is Linus Rare Earth Metals. I did get out. It was looking a little bit choppy, and it looks like since it's opened, we've broken back above this downtrend line. Okay, if that holds as support this time, then I'll get back into Linus Rare Earth Metals. Okay, speaking of another rare earth metals, I am in and currently in profit in APA Group. Okay, that's another rare earth metals stock, and I'm in that. And then there's a couple of others I'm in. I won't talk about that. But in terms of silver miners, I'm in AG, First Majestic, and it looks like I think that's it for the silver miners at the moment. Okay, that's what I'm in, First Majestic, and I think it has a bright future at the moment for First Majestic and everything else. Wow, that was a big one. We're at an hour and 10 minutes, 140 something people watching. We're going to go through all the comments right now. We have done the market update, gold, precious metals, and crypto. We've taken a look at silver miners versus silver. Okay, it's at a very potential breakout level. I would highly consider at least keeping an eye out on that ratio. And if you don't want to keep an eye out on it yourself, hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family on YouTube, and hit the follow button on X as well. I have 3,500 followers on X at x.com/It's Joe Main. Let's do all the comments. Once again, I have a bunch of comments to see. If there's something you really want me to see, use a super chat. I'll see it immediately. Okay. Let's see. I'll go backwards a little bit, very quickly, just to touch upon what we just talked about, which is the silver miners, etc. Maximus says, my sentiment is the same, Joe. SIL nearing a breakout. Agreed. Looking for a weekly close above 41.5 minimum. Yes. ARD and USL much riskier. Therefore, I am waiting for a weekly close above 3 cents. Good for ARD and 2.8 for USL. Fair point. Do that. Have your break out of a previous high level, and then as long as it breaks out and it holds that, you're good to go probably for some higher prices. So I think that's a fair point, Maximus. And by the way, everyone, Maximus is a young stacker. He's like in his early 20s, I think. Doing really well, man. So keep up the good work, my friend. Good to see the youngins in here as well. Yeah, you got stop lost on those as well. Yes, so did I. Yes, I did say I would make. I will. Yeah, I'm just waiting for WealthStack to give me the okay to talk about WealthStack previously, as to why they're not a sponsor anymore and what's going on there. Again, it's nothing major or anything like that. But yeah, I've got to wait and all that. I am looking for another brand sponsor. Okay, well, this is the most important comment of the day. Hit the like button to support me. Yes, please. Lots of comments. I'm going to trial through them. Let's see. I do know Richard. Oh, Richard, I might not have time today, my friend. I think, Richard, I'm going to have a look at this. I'm probably going to have to look at this tomorrow, mate. We're already at nearly an hour and 15, so probably not today. My apologies, Richard. Richard, can you please let me know? Remind me tomorrow, and I'll take a look tomorrow. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Final comments and queries and questions. I give precedence to super chats. I give precedence to questions rather than comments as well. Oh, thanks, Tony. You just followed me on FB. You tried to find me previously but missed the /. There we go. Thank you. Follow me over there. Because many people have tried to add me on Facebook. I've had a long term, since like 2010, a Facebook profile. But it's got, it's a bit more personal and all that sort of stuff. So I just wanted to make a public one to, keep things a little separate. Oh, and there's a link to follow me on FB. Well, thank you very much. Everyone go to that link in the live chat right now and follow me there. I appreciate it. Joe Allen, good to see you, mate. 33 more followers needed on FB for Joe to reach 100. Then I can live stream from there as well. So if you prefer watching a Facebook live stream, you can watch it on there eventually. Joe, would silver not go up faster? Would silver not go up faster if alternatives were found in production? Is the industrial use not what it is, artificially keeping its value low? Then would be more of an investment metal like gold. So you're asking if alternatives were found in production. Are you basically saying would silver not go up faster if alternatives were found in production? If the industrial use was, if Is the industrial use not what is artificially... Oh, is industrial use not what is artificially keeping its value low? Oh, okay. There would be more of an investment like gold. I have to ponder that question. Thank you. I don't have an immediate answer for you. Thank you for the question. Let me see if I can ponder on it. Let me sleep on it and see if I have an answer for you tomorrow. That's a great question, though, Jason. Thank you. Any update with the Space Miner interview? No, because I'm lazy and I haven't checked my emails and I haven't responded to it. So let me do that, okay? I really want to get Space Miner on to talk about crystallized osmium. It's going to be a great interview. It'll be great, okay? And can everyone do me a favor? If you know and love ASX Trader, on his next video, I'm going to watch it, of course. Don't spam it, okay? But can someone, at least one of you, post a comment to say that you'd love him to come on the channel again? He's mentioned it before, of course, and I've reached out to him. But if you want to let him know that you'd love to see him on my channel again, once again, ASX Trader, that'd be great. Go forward to look back. That's right. XCN update, not right now. Excuse me. Alan is here. Gather gold, stack silver, be your own bank. I do agree. Oh, never mind. Just rejoined and it's all good now. Okay, no. Gnosis. Okay, Gnosis. Can you remind me tomorrow, Gerald, about Gnosis? It's still my little micro dream that Liberty Finance is sitting on 480,000 of them out of 3 million max supply. So they've got a nice percentage. That is a nice percentage for that governing token. Give me 1 second. I'm not going to show it on the screen, but I think I do have it in my list. GNO. Gnosis. Yes, I do. It was the crypto. It was the Coinbase one. Let me put it on my... I'm going to put it back on my radar just for you. Just for you. Where are we? GNO. Gnosis. Yes. Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. Capital.com. And no one can see this. The Binance price. You're going to keep an eye on it. Okay. There's a potential... Ooh. Potential bullish divergence on that. Okay. I've actually looked at it before for you. I can see all my lines and stuff. Anyway, I won't show that screen. Thank you for that, Gerald. Appreciate it. You're riding XRP. Okay. Cool. Neil sending all the animals into the Ark. That's funny. That is some project, Toshi, yet I hold none. You got me to look into it. Oh, good on you. But not taking additional projects and accumulating on your primary picks like Ondo. Yeah, Ondo in the real world asset space. Also, I think you told me, didn't you tell me about Plume? Was it you, Gerald, that told me about Plume as well? That's a potential good one for the real world asset space if crypto is going to continue its run. I think we're getting towards the end here. Yes, we are. We are towards the end. Great show today, says Nakas O'Reilly. Thank you. Very informative. Good to help. Are you attending ASX Traders free live market analysis Zoom call? I am. Tonight at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that. If the kids are down in bed. I attended the last one, so yes, I am going to be attending that. I'll be watching carefully. Any time that ASX Trader does a market update is a good move. And he'll give you, at the end, he gives you lots of great information about the Mastering the Markets course as well. So you think of it like a large sales video, a sales live presentation, but with some amazing, let's look at this. Where are we here? So you get a lot of tidbits in terms of the market, and then you get to learn more about Mastering the Markets, of which I am planning at this stage on entering their July cohort for the 12-month program. I can't wait. I think it's going to be very great for me. It'll be great for you as well, because you'll learn from me. I'll learn and I'll imbibe that to you probably. And I'm taking on the expense. So, hit me up with support. Ooh, I just had an idea. Okay, I won't say it right now. Could be a little bit on the nose. Anyway, I think Lance mentioned it yesterday. Thanks, Joe, said CT. Absolutely. You are welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. Lastly, what we do is we do the final synchronized slip. You get one at the start of the day of the show. You get one at the end of the show. And of course, you're going to get another week daily live show tomorrow morning where we talk precious metals, crypto, a topic of the day, something new, newsy, or some special chart request, something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your tasty beverages and join me for the final synchronized slurp, and let's dance it out because this has been...
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine. It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the
Let's do that.
synchronized.
3, 2, 1, go.
Now we're on the move.
Thanks for watching, people. Love your work. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I will see ye live tomorrow. Bye.